Women and men of the 515 AMAL. I hope this message finds you well and hopefully starting to enjoy the holiday season a little bit. This week, Howzit, we're going to hit on a few items to include suggestion ox as well as other feedback mechanisms and how you can be making your unit in the wing better, and as well as we'll talk a little bit about the rollout of the COVID vaccine. But first, suggestion ox. Hopefully you've seen it by now. I know a bunch of people have because we've been getting a ton of input on it, and that's phenomenal. Those inputs, please keep them coming. We want to know both the things that you think need to be improved, as well as the things you like, but also on those things that you are looking at and saying, hey, we can do better here. We want to know what you think. How can we do better? Please feel free to include those as well. A lot of the questions are complicated, so we're going to continue to upload videos for most of the responses on the Mattermost. Let's talk for a second why Mattermost. Everyone has consistently told me they want to have these frank and open and honest conversations. That's difficult to do on a video like this where we have to worry about our outward facing messages when it gets posted on Facebook and things of that nature. Plus, Mattermost has the capability, as you're well aware, to go FOUO, and then we can, have all sorts of mission-oriented conversations with regards to how we're doing the mission and what we do better. So Mattermost is an internal conversation to our wing on what we think we can be doing to make our organization better, and we can have that frank and honest conversation that everybody likes to have. So good stuff. Do know that Suggestion Ox as well is a conversation. Submit us an input, we'll give you a reply, and we have no problem if you come back to us again with, well, hey, yeah, but this, or did we consider, or whatever the case may be. So take advantage of those. Along with that, one of the things I want to continue to push is ways that you can provide that input is jump in on these LOEs. Every 2 weeks, there's a working group. Every single person in the wing is invited to the working group, and I guarantee you, your ideas are on par with every single other person in this wing on how we can get the stuff to make our organization better. Whether it be how we get better at port, how we get better at maintenance, how we get better at communicating with each other, as well as the communications required to do the mission, or what you'll hear referred to as JADC2. As well as, how do we get better at developing our airmen and families so that they can be the best possible individuals that they desire to be, as well as how do we continue to refine and build a culture where every single airman and family within this organization feels safe from harm, they feel valued, and they know that they are absolutely respected. And honestly, that's part of what the LOEs are about, is letting you know that, hey, your ideas are respected and valued, and we want them, right? And this gives you a great avenue to do it. And if you're having an issue working through with a supervisor to find a way to dial in to something for 30 minutes every 2 weeks, let your leadership know, because we can work around that. There are ways to make those things happen, and we're excited for your inputs. All right. Last thing, COVID vaccine. So kind of a complicated subject. There's a lot going on with it right now. And I just want to make sure that everyone understands, as your commander and as your wing leadership team, I am 100% invested in ensuring that we get access to the COVID vaccine at the appropriate times per DoD policy. All right. I'm not going to speculate on when that's going to be. There's a much larger DoD policy as we determine the rollout and we figure out how we get the vaccine to the right people. And, as it continues to get more produced and how we work through that process. But as your leadership team, we have a role in that. As of right now, there is no indications that this is not going to be a voluntary vaccine, so purely voluntary. If I start to see indications that we're going to direct active duty members to take the vaccine or something like that, we're going to have that conversation as well. But I've seen nothing along those lines at this point. Now, with that understanding, there's also the part where we have a mission to do distribution across 52% of the globe. And when you need it now, like this vaccine, the answer is the 515 AMAL. We understand that. This is what we do. This is what we're created to do. It will be done with civilian partners, which is exactly what we expected. And we're going to have a role to play in that. in that role, we're going to have conversations. We have to plan, what you'd possibly even consider speculation, like, okay, what happens if we do get the vaccine at this location first? How are we going to do refrigeration and all those sorts of things? Do not confuse that, our mission to move the vaccine and get it to the military health facilities that are required with when we actually physically take the vaccine ourselves. Two different conversations. Please go ahead and try and keep those straight. We are absolutely going to move out to make sure that we are 100% ready to distribute the vaccine per our aspect of that mission, and your leadership teams are all over it, and I know you guys will be too as soon as the order goes up to make that happen. So realize that's kind of confusing. If you got questions on it, please ask your squadron leadership. Shoot us a comment to the video. Shoot me a note direct. We're happy to explain that little nuance because I know that's difficult for folks to understand. All right, as we wrap this one up, quick shout out to the team at Guam for Operation Christmas Drop. 734th AMS did a phenomenal job with that, along with all of our other mission partners. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Netflix movie, please do. A good job to get you a little bit in that holiday spirit. Last but definitely not least, please continue. Wash your hands, wear your masks, maintain your distance, but most importantly, just take care of each other. I am absolutely privileged to serve with each and every single one of you, and from the entire Terry family, have a happy holidays, and press.